Este hombre afirmaba que esta bandera simbolizaba progreso. Sin embargo, le demostraron lo contrario. Mira el video completo y dime qué opinas de lo que dice este hombre al final del segmento. Comencemos.
What is the progress flag then? Because this is not just the rainbow flag, is it?
It's the traditional rainbow flag symbolizing the LGBT plus community, but it's also got additional chevrons on it to symbolize trans and bisexual people, black and ethnic minorities, and intersex people. So it's trying to be inclusive for everyone. But I want to add a comment about what you said. LGBT people are not an ideology. We are human beings. We're part of British society. We have human rights. To celebrate our community, and indeed any community, is a good thing, a positive thing. It's not about imposing, it's about celebrating the diversity of British society.
It's an ideology though, isn't it?
It's not an ideology.
Let me finish. It is an ideology though, isn't it, to deny basic biological gender rules. That's a theory, isn't it? That's not biological fact.
Well, that's a separate issue.
Well, it's not. You know, it's got it all on that same flag and it's hoisted above our government department.
Yeah, the LGBT plus community is very diverse. And thankfully, most people in British society today accept LGBT plus people. They don't agree with these culture wars. They believe in respecting other people and human rights. The comments made by Suella Braverman could have been made by neo-Nazis like the National Front or the BNP years ago. Those were so outrageous comments, and she's been condemned by fellow conservatives.
That's an absolutely abhorrent accusation to make. I'd just like to return some of the points that you've made. I mean, it's ironic that this is called the Progress Pride flag, when actually it is a symbol of regression. This flag is being used to justify the experimental medical transitioning of children. I mean, there's nothing more regressive than suggesting to young boys and young girls that if they don't conform to certain sex stereotypes, that they might be trapped in the wrong body. And I've seen people from certain LGBT plus groups use this flag as a way to justify their perversions, including sexual attraction to children and even animals.
No me sorprenden los cambios. Me sorprende la velocidad con la que lo impensable pasa a llamarse normal.
They supposedly fall within this rainbow umbrella. To accuse Suella Braverman of being akin to a BNP member or a neo-Nazi, I think is an absolute disgrace. She is concerned about the safeguarding of children, the protection of women's rights, and the protection of freedom of speech.
Well, she accused her government, of which she was a part of, and said nothing, of mutilating children. First of all, it is impossible for any child in this country to have gender reassignment surgery. That is forbidden. Just recently, puberty blockers have been banned. So the idea that children are being mutilated by this government or any previous government is absolutely wrong. It's factually inaccurate.
That's not true, Peter.
It's factually inaccurate.
Peter, the definition of mutilation is severe bodily harm that has a ruinous impact on somebody's life. Puberty blockers, which, yes, now, thankfully, at last have been prohibited, but have been for a long time in this country used on children as young as 9 years old. It's caused brain development issues, bone growth issues. We know that children 16 years old have been receiving cross-sex hormones, some of whom have been left permanently infertile, and children as young as 17 years old in Scotland have been placed on waiting lists for double mastectomies. So children very much have been and continue to be mutilated.
You want to bring this down to the trans issue. Trans is just one section of the wider LGBT plus community. Some people in the community support your view, others don't. Most people believe that trans rights are human rights. There can be a debate about the issues about women's rights and women's spaces, and I respectfully address that. Okay. I respectfully address that. There is a difference. There's two different things. There are women based on biological sex.
Las redes te hacen creer que son mayoría, hasta que recuerdas que el algoritmo no vota. Confundir Internet con la vida real es el hobby favorito de mucha gente.
I would argue there's a third thing, actually, which is that someone who is or was the Home Secretary, who is in charge of the Home Office, wanted that flag taken down and said she couldn't have it taken down because of a combination of civil servants and people within her own party. Do you not think that's a little bit weird? She's in charge. She's the gaffer.
Yeah, well, that's up to her party and the Home Office officials to determine. That's up to them.
No, I mean, who's in charge?
But by proposing to take down that flag, that would be seen as an attack and a threat against the LGBT plus community.
There you go. It's taking that flag down. This is it, isn't it? Once that flag goes up, the second you want to take that down, you're what, some kind of homophobic transphobe, are you?
Well, I would like to ask Peter what has happened to institutional neutrality, particularly that of the public sector. I mean, which is, a hugely important principle to give confidence of members of the public in the public sector. I mean, in Pride Month, we've seen doctors wearing Pride badges, state schools hoisting the Pride flag. We've seen fire and rescue services marching alongside men dressed in fetish gear at the Pride marches. We've seen people being cancelled from their jobs because they dared say that men cannot become women.
But hang on, the government celebrates Diwali. The Hindu festival. Mm-hmm. The government celebrates Black History Month. The government celebrates commemorates the suffragettes and women's struggles. This is not one thing. It's not just about LGBT. Mm-hmm. It's rightly that the government celebrates all the diverse sections of our society. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fantastic.
Hay algo curioso de esta época. Te repiten tanto que cierta visión es la mayoría que casi te sientes raro si no la compartes. Pero luego sales del internet, hablas con personas normales, en el trabajo, en la calle, con familias reales, y descubres algo incómodo para algunos. El algoritmo no representa al mundo. Porque una tendencia no es consenso, un hashtag no es mayoría, y mucho menos un grupo muy activo online significa que todos piensen igual. Lo más interesante no es siquiera el debate. Es cómo cambió la conversación. Antes se pedía tolerancia. Déjennos vivir. Mucha gente dijo, perfecto, vive tu vida. Pero después, para algunos, ya no bastó con tolerancia. Parecía que había que celebrar, repetir, aplaudir y hasta redefinir cosas que durante siglos parecían obvias. Y si haces una pregunta, eres automáticamente el villano del cuento. Tal vez el problema no es que existan ideas distintas. Eso siempre ha pasado. El problema empieza cuando disentir se convierte en pecado moderno y cuestionar algo parece peor que imponerlo. Y no, que algo haga mucho ruido no significa que represente a todos. La historia está llena de minorías extremadamente influyentes, para bien y para mal. Tener volumen no siempre significa tener mayoría. Al final, la vida real sigue siendo bastante simple. La mayoría de personas solo quiere trabajar, criar a sus hijos, vivir tranquila y que no le digan cada 6 meses que tiene que actualizar su manera de pensar para no quedarse atrasada.